Welcome to Ask Between the Keyframes on Motionographer.
Hi, Austin.
What's up, Erin? Welcome to another short episode of Ask Between the Keyframes on Motionographer. And we have a question from Near Whiteman. Near asks, when seeking a full-time job, what do you think a motion design portfolio should look like and include? Great question. I do a professional practices class, so I work with motion design portfolios a lot. Things have changed a lot since the days of VHS tapes and DVDs. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So I'll kick it over to you, Erin. What do you think?
Well, I think the basic is they have to demonstrate some just basic skills. So 2D animation, 3D animation is a plus for sure if you're a junior artist. But also design skills like typography, composition, color. And then there's like the less explicit stuff like editing and understanding of like the cinematic language and visual storytelling, cadence, pacing, narrative, all of that stuff that kind of is either there or kind of not there or limited. On a junior level, you're not expecting to see a ton of that, but on a senior level, you're expecting to see that in spades. So you're also looking for like bonus skills like cell animation or somebody that's a designer illustrator, somebody that maybe designs their own fonts, things like that.
Just thinking about what a portfolio is, right? That its purpose is to showcase your best work in the range of your skills and interests, right? So curation's really important. I'm of the old school variety. I was taught that less is more, right? As long as what you're showing is good, right? But we're always better off showcasing the very best of your very best.
There's also like not just what you're showing in terms of work, but how you're showing it. So Austin, you have some really great tips for how to do a website.
Easy navigation, clear navigation. Don't go over the top with your personal branding. I mean, essentially the portfolio is a container to show the work. So the container itself should be clean, professional, and really give your work a platform to jump off of.
Have a reel and have that be first. If you have a reel, like a montage, have that be first. Don't bury it in the grid. Have it be the first thing up so that if I just want a sampling of your work, I can get it right away. Some people even have a reel on their homepage, and then on their work page is the grid of all the things. I would highly recommend that. Another thing I would watch out on is don't have everything be like a grayscale gorilla tutorial. If I go to a website and it looks like you've done 1,000 tutorials but have done nothing of your own, like that's a really big watch out for me.
How about showcase process? However, show us the outcome first. Show us something really impressive that's going to make us want to dig deeper. I'm always looking for that thumbnail that you're using to, it really has to make me want to click it and dive into that page and see what's happening in there. And when I get into that page, show me something that's just awesome. And then take me through a story from the outcome and kind of take me down through whatever interesting process you have. You don't have to show me every single step. That too should be curated. It should be, tell me an interesting story about how this project came to be. But I do have a lot of students who will kind of start with their process first and then work all the way down to the bottom, this long scroll to the outcome. And I'm trying to tell them, look, if somebody's not into it, if you haven't hooked me, I'm on to the next. So show me the thing. Make me go, wow.
Not every project needs process. Somewhere along the line, I feel like now almost everything is like, and this is how I made it. And it's like 1,000 steps long, or even worse, here's my initial sketches and nothing else. You're just like, first of all, if you're showing process, it should be in service of communicating that you did something special with this project. You know what I mean? You don't have to give me your entire life story of how this was made. Just give me some nuggets that are actually kind of cool. Anybody judging your portfolio will likely know how you did every single thing you've presented them. So that's cool. Okay, more watch out. If you have your portfolio on Instagram, that's not a professional portfolio. Instagram is great supplemental, but a portfolio can be curated to be in a certain order. It's just your best of. Instagram is great supplemental materials to see like your everydays or your this or that or some process. If I'm like really interested, I'll go there and check it out. And maybe even show other interests like photography. And it's like, oh, that's painting more of a picture of who you are for me, but that should not be your portfolio site.
The way I've used it is as sort of, like you said, an extension of my portfolio website, but then it becomes a little bit of, it is a place I can actually share some process, more experiments. Sometimes I pick up different, a little bit of a sales tool. I'm not using it there explicitly as that, but sometimes that happens. And then just connecting with the bigger creative community is kind of cool.
Another mistake I see is like people not giving information about them. So like if you're going to have an about page, tell me about you. What are your interests outside of motion design? Remember, especially if you're looking for full-time work, you're going to have to fit into the culture of wherever you're applying. So having information about you, your likes and interests, that could be a thing that, if you're a gamer and it's a company that has a lot of gamers, it'll be like, oh, this person will fit in here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like little things like that will spark for whoever the hiring manager is.
Once you've crossed that threshold of competency and quality of the work itself, then it becomes about, well, how are you going to fit in here with our culture? Are you a good fit for this studio or place? Let me ask you this. How do you feel about people, their about sections when they're writing it? It's in the third person.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think you should do that unless you're at a certain level where it could be feasible that you have an outside company doing your public relations.
That's kind of how I feel too. I've had some students who are writing in the third person, and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I'm like, it feels impersonal to the level where they're at in their experience. Authenticity, I think, is really important too. That really does come through. So the curation, how you present your work, how you write about yourself, even the way you describe your work. And I say like simple descriptors. You don't have to write novels around the work, just simple to the point. Give me a little context about what this project is and why you're showing it to me. But if you can be authentic in the portfolio, I think that is going to attract the best possible fit both ways for an employment circumstance.
I agree. Okay, well, that answers that.
There you have it.
There you have it. Thank you.